Hare Krishna. Today we will be speaking a little bit about the concept of Varnashram College. On many occasions, Srila Prabhupada referred and explained what is Varnashram College and why we need it, why we need to establish it within our society. This he emphasized and explained when he was present with us, and he requested that in every city temple, in every rural community, that we have actually such an educational facility. Actually, if we look at the Vedic tradition, the basic educational system is Gurukula. So Srila Prabhupada explained how Gurukula especially is for the younger boys, whereas Varnashram College will be for the older boys. Traditionally, if one lived within a Varnashram culture, then Varnashram college, so to speak, was included within the concept of Gurukula. Why Varnashram college is something that is so important for our devotees and our members? Well, to a large extent, because most of us did not get the opportunity to actually go to Gurukula. Gurukula is that educational training that one receives at a young age to prepare one for one's future life in different varnas, different occupation. So Varnashram College in many ways is meant to bring that awareness to the devotees in general. It is meant to actually train individuals to become teachers as well. That's one of the foremost important aspects, to train teachers. We are very much lacking and in need of such teachers. So Varnashram College in many ways is to introduce the Varnashram culture. We spoke about that the other day, how Varnashram is actually a lifestyle and a culture which addresses both the material needs as well as the spiritual needs within society. How to meet in the most simplified way our basic necessities of life, and how to, by minimizing these necessities of life, how to increase and give the maximum time for actually concentrating on self-realization. So, jivasya tattva jigyasa. We hear from Srimad Bhagavatam how this human form of life is primarily meant actually for inquiring about the absolute truth. And therefore Varnashram College, similar to Gurukula, is that opportunity that one can receive for understanding the very scientific social system that Krishna has created. And we see in the Vedic culture, in our Vedic literatures, how when there were qualified leaders, qualified kings, they're called Rajarsi, not only leaders with material qualifications as Raja or king, but Raja Rishi, Rishi, those who are also very spiritually enlightened. Therefore, there's a tremendous need in present-day society. Otherwise, we have what is called Varna Sankara, a society where one cannot differentiate, and where there's no proper, clear understanding of who should do what training one should receive, etc. So Varnashram College, Srila Prabhupada, he wanted that we establish this immediately. That was more than 40 years ago, in all of our centers, both in the city temples as well as in our rural communities. The full-fledged Varnashram College can best be manifest actually in a rural community. Very difficult to train someone how to plow the land in the streets of New York or in any big city around the world. So Varnashram College, the basics can be introduced actually in the city temples, and the full-fledged details of Varnashram College can be more easily introduced and practiced actually in rural communities. So in this way, gradually people, devotees from our cities can be exposed to the whole philosophy of Varnashram Dharma, and we should understand it as something very essential, very urgent in many ways. Our whole Vedic culture is based on, emphasizes education. There's a saying actually whereby education is life and life is education. So Srila Prabhupada had these two dimensions, these two aspects of education, beginning with the younger boys who would go to Gurukula, and then the older boys who would go for Varnashram College. This is both, we could say Varnashram College covers both the formal and non-formal aspect of education, whereas Gurukula traditionally to a large extent would cover the formal aspect of education. And those who would not attend Gurukul, they would take lessons or they would learn through association, through apprenticeship. These two aspects actually we can find also in the Varnashrama College, and both the theoretical as well as the practical aspect. This being the golden jubilee year of ISKCON's ISKCON society, it is very appropriate to remind ourselves of this very, very important instruction given to us by the founder Acharya of our society, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. There are many purports, many references, many discussions in his conversations on this subject matter, and we urge everyone, all the devotees and the leaders especially, to take this up very seriously. This will help introduce, this is meant to actually introduce the whole aspect of or dimension of what we call the Varnashrama Dharma or Varnashrama mission, which is very, very much needed within our ISKCON society. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.